Hello, Spaceballs. Lorenzo here, and today is a day that Eeloo Tylo turns legal with episode 18. It's a big one. We moved to KSP 1.0, and oh my, has it many effects. We will start by charting these effects, and as you will see, all the add-ons appear to be working. That is not by accident. I spent lots of time trawling the webs for updates and trying to make the save game work, which it almost has. So let's have a look at the science building. This is mucked up a bit, but we shall have to research a few nodes. Incidentally, before doing this, all our craft are illegal to launch because, well, we're using these parts. We can still fly the ones that are in flight, but let's get on it. Ooh, so what has been mentioned many times in the contract is that research can happen concurrently, which is nice, which we will use now. Of course, I cannot research it concurrently if it is a dependency involved, so I can't actually get the life support parts back. I can get aviation, get the engines and the coolers and some landing gear back. That's nice because we were working on planes. Let's get that. That's 22 days there. Propulsion systems. These we already had these ones as well. My god. Oh, so it does say we own these things. But it's not researched. Well, I suppose we're just gonna have to get it again. This is genuinely new. We didn't have this before. So no worries about these. Well, we did actually have the solar panels before. It looks as though we may be running into a few problems. It does mean that this setback in research makes the big honker, which is currently en route to Minmus and the Moon, for science ever so much more important, because we will need to get these improvements. So this technology has unresearched requirements, but I can get this one. So let's do so. Miniaturization, this is not critical for now. Space exploration, barometer and ladders, quite nice to have. But I'm gonna go for all these science techs, you know, planetary survey camera, particle collectors and stuff, and that's what we were doing. We were making resource collector planes and stuff. So let's get this one back on track. And the heavy rocketry as well. Oh, this is actually being researched already. But I wonder if I can, because if I look at the thing here, the tech building, look, we're already researching heavy rocketry, so I'm not going to click that button again. Although this is from the older one, so I'm not sure if that's going to do anything, but oh well. We have a whole slew of researches in progress, and we already have the harvester under construction. So hopefully that means we will be able to launch it even though our requisite parts are offline. Now, on to the next mod, life support. TAC life support is functioning, but Rover Dude, aka Umbra Space Industries, also made a life support mod, which I was considering using, but that would screw over Rule Gryzewolf II, who is currently on TAC life support, and if we were to switch systems he would die. So we're not switching just yet, just so you know. Second, third, whatever many thing, the Voodoo scanner and the big honker both use onboard Kerbal Engineer things. I updated the Kerbal Engineer, doesn't have the onboard chip anymore, chips would disappear. So we're using a old version of the Engineer, which doesn't work. So we can ignore this window. And as soon as these vessels, this one and the Voodoo scanner, are out of commission, we can grab the newer KSP Engineer, which actually will work. Unfortunately, the Voodoo scanner will take 5 years and 385 days to get to Eeloo, which we do want to do. So yes, we will be stuck without Engineer for a while. Nothing to do about that. Additionally, all these probes now don't have the proper technology. They don't have resource scanners for the stock resource system, and that may be a problem also because Carbonite actually now uses the stock resource system, so these may actually be useless. No matter, we will build more and further. For now though, We have the big honker here, well actually the smaller upper bit of the big honker, which we will use to get to Minmus small mundane things first. And then we will worry about the big things. Set as a target. Let's get there. By the way, if you're wondering about what's new in the in the new version of KSP, oh yeah, we were going retrograde because this orbit was bonkers. If you're wondering what's new in the world of KSP, do check out my video that I have uploaded a few days ago on that exact subject. Oh dear, why is a Minmus encounter always so troubling? There we go, Minmus encounter. Is it much too fast? No. It is much too fast, but that makes it a quick encounter as well. Doesn't matter, we still have delta V to spare. What I was saying is this is not a fuel efficient trajectory, but it is one I can do right now. And we will come in nice and high, which will make it relatively easy to match the required orbits for the surveys, which of course we want to do. Alright, and I have a feeling, let's get a crew report. I have a feeling that again, of course, we don't have antennae. I already hated the big honker, we're not gonna do that again. What I will do is use a feature from the new version and is warping here. That means I can just go enjoy the scenery. Time warp stopped. Why was the time warp stopped? Oh, because there was an old alarm already. Alright, warp here. Do it for me. This means I can enjoy the scenery, as I was trying to say, whilst the game takes care of warping to like the requisite point, and this is of course a big luxury. Now one thing I should not do is separate these side things because they carry only solar panels, so I'm going to do the equivalent of stage locking and move it here. Actually I can lock the stage. Let's just do that. I've never used stage lock before. Anyway, I'll just not separate the thing. Cool, full thrust. And of course Gryzewolf 2 is an engineer, not a pilot. This means I'll have to hold course manually. But that's okay. Remember, we will be in huge trouble. Oh no. That was maybe not the clearest sentence ever, but remember, this craft was launched before the advent of stock heating. That may mean that the capsule... I removed deadly re-entry because it's now stock. That means the capsule doesn't have an integrated heat shield anymore. That means it is going to have to enter the atmosphere unheat shielded. That may present a problem. Then again, it may not present a problem, but my money is on it presenting a problem. What will we do about this? We will scratch the moon off the mission list. And we will return with more delta V to have a gentler impact into the atmosphere. Also, we will do our darndest to actually encounter Minmus. Let's turn around because I have a feeling that we are actually going too fast now. There we go. We have an encounter. And it's a very tiny encounter. It doesn't matter, we'll warp to it. Warp here. Did I say already that this is my favorite thing? Actually, let's... I'll take EVA reports of high Kerbin space on the way back. We have a day to time warp. Ooh, Engineering 101 is completed in the research labs. That's nice. That means we have a little bit of our mojo, of our research mojo back. Cool, let's have a look. Is there more? Yeah, there's more. Did something happen? I saw like a jerk. No. Ooh, we are here. Cool, cool, cool. Let's establish a orbit. Oh my. Ah, there's the survey spots. I hope this will be easy because the gravity is so weak. Is this going to be a full reversal orbit? That's not going to happen. Let's take reports. Let's take reports. Crew report. No science from crew reports. Okay. Ooh, something shook. Let's take an EVA report then. Space high over minimums. No science value. I don't think we had guys here before. Or did we? No, we had the guy that turned back. I'm not sure why we are not getting science of from this. Also, we fell off the capsule. I thought they fixed that thing. I hope we can grab science. If not, we'll have a problem. Oh, and the boarding key is now B instead of F. So if you are finding yourself unable to enter certain hatches, that may be why. Alright then. 39 minutes to the node. What I am missing in the new Warp 2 feature is a Warp 2 maneuver node. That would be really cool. Okay, let's then just warp to... Let's warp there. And of course we can still warp manually. I should not forget that. It is possible for me to do that. Yes. Escape to cancel. Let's... Oh, damn! Now I did it completely wrong because I'm a fool. Alright, screw this trajectory. I will just do it myself. Full thrust and we will be braking. I don't even know where Minmus is. We're supposedly like pointed straight at it. Difficult to say, difficult to say. We have 30 meters per second left. Oh wait, we are now approaching Kerbin. I warped slightly more than I anticipated, I think. There is Minmus. We're actually going to fly straight at Minmus for a bit. This is a problem. I'm not actually at Minmus anymore. And all the delta V I thought I had, which the engineer now won't calculate for me, will be lost in subsequent... Let's see, are we going to encounter Minmus again? Yes, stop it. All the delta V I thought I had will basically just vanish. I still don't know what happened because I hit escape to cancel the... I hit escape to cancel the game's time warp, and then I hit one increment of time warp, and it seemed to immediately go to like a million billion time warps. Anyway, we are around Minmus again. And let's fly retrograde now, so that we may spiral in for some close-up science. And I think my dream of retaining some fuel to make it to a nice and easy entry around Kerbin is not gonna happen. Alright, 25 kilometers. We can attempt to use the game's function again. Warp to there. Do we have still enough fuel? Harvester, that doesn't have crew. That's just a pod. We don't need to worry about that. This has... Ooh, look at that. We're around Minmus. Let's try and get reports. 0 science. EVA report? Come on. Yes, we get science from this. Minmus's Highlands. Keep the data. Inventory. Yeah, we still have this. We need to remove helmet. Don't do that. Alright, boarding. And now we need to look at... What do we need to do here? Zone C... Zone 6884. 6884. In flight below 6,300 meters. That's fine. Deactivate. Oh, activate navigation. That is That is completely well. We are just going to first go slowly, and we're going to do this without any rocket science at all. We're gonna go slow. Is our orbit currently slow? Yes, it's actually dangerously so. We are just going to point at that zone and grab the science. Full thrust. At some point these outer pylons are gonna run out of fuel, and that's gonna be a bad day. Alright, our vector is now at that zone thing. It's actually at the ground. This is wrong. This is wrong. This is dangerous and wrong. We need to be heading more this way, because we want to actually not die by heading into the ground before we make it to that illustrious zone. This is much better. Although we're now on a beeline out of the system. We'll just pretend we're doing a landing over there. And my god, are we wasting delta V by the truckload? It's not even funny anymore. Cool. Now I know from thought that this ship will last for 2 days without its fuel, without the solar panels. 2 days. We won't get back to Kerbin in 2 days, so we won't be able to ditch the pylons. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, let's fire it up to get rid of our velocity and enter the visual observation zone. Boom, there we go. This should take us there. I hope actually that 6.3 kilometers is not underground. Oh, we're entering the zone. No, wait, we need to be lower than 6.3 kilometers. I hope that that zone is not actually underground, or that actually the 6.3 kilometers is not underground, because that would be a little bit of a bummer. So I'm gonna boost back a little bit, because I'm afraid we're gonna go outside of the zone otherwise. So now we're gonna just fall, point straight up in the meantime, and as soon as we hit 6.3 we will attempt the observation. Crew report. Hurrah! Firing the rocket. Please don't crash. We did it. Now a crew report somewhere else. Okay, for now at least we are going up, and we won't crash for the foreseeable few seconds. These are EVA reports. We will get a, we want to go there, 7XS, below 5,000 meters. Alright, let's see about targeting it. Where is it? It's over there. That means we want a orbit like so, pretty much a polar one. This is completely wrong. We don't want this at all. Oh, wait, yeah, we do. Yeah, that will get us close. Did we get anything from this? Yeah, 96 science. That's cool. We needed that. And I think after this one we're gonna go home because, oh god, it's not going so well for us. We wasted too much on everything. I still hate the big honkers. And I don't think I can time warp to a certain point because it's a suborbital trajectory or something like that. Remember, we need to get this one below 5,000, which is really low. It's pretty much a landing. I can't click this orbit anymore. I don't know why, but it is a problem. Alright, we're close. This means that now I can hopefully just aim at the thing again. Alright, here we are. Let's alter our trajectory ever so slightly. This is going to be extra dangerous. Wait, we already landed once on Minmus. I forgot about that, I think. I would really like to make a maneuver node somewhere, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Anyway, we will pretend we're doing a landing. We will... Oh, we're entering the zone. That's good. That means we will just slow down completely and fall straight down. Oh, 1 second. And I'm back. And hopefully you didn't notice I was gone. Alright, we were stopping. Stopping and dropping for a survey. And then more goodness. So this is the stopping burn. How much fuel do I have? Frighteningly little, probably. Yeah, and after this we're gonna go back home. A nice and short mission. Actually a horrible and short mission, which may still end in the demise of Gryzewolf 2. But a mission nonetheless, and science will have been returned. Actually, let's store... Can I get another crew report? This doesn't do anything. Alright, we need to drop below 5 kilometers, because I was already in the zone. Alright, this is going to be precarious again. 876, oh, what? Oh, 5, we're there. Crew report, boom. Let's head up. Come on guys, let's head up. Cool, we are ascending, we are in fact heading up. Let's use the opportunity to take an EVA sample. Keep the data above the poles. Nice. Boarding back inside. Hooray. Alright, snatched another EVA. Now we need to go back to Kerbin. Was that actually it? Yes, we got another one. Is this it for the... We have EVA reports on Minmus? Yeah, this was actually it. You what? Mission is accomplished. And we'll forget for convenience sake that we also were intending to go to the moon and do the surveys there. And that we wasted about 6 kilometers per second of delta V on frivolous nothing. But as I said, we'll forget that and move on with rejoicing in our glorious sciencing. Or something. I hope Gryzewolf will make it back home, because then that means we can actually cash in on the... We'll be able to cash in on the... What's it called? The science. Cool. What's our periapsis on? What? That's so high. Alright, we need to get back to Kerbin. Let's use a maneuver node to do so. This is a ridiculous maneuver node. This is more like it. This actually will get to the moon, but we won't be able to do anything useful there. This is getting more like it. 700 meters. 58 kilometers. Yes. This is more like it. 354 meters per second. Which we'll have to execute in about 4 minutes. Let's glance at the map view. Will we crash in those 4 minutes? No, we won't. So we are good to time warp there. Then go outside and take a quick EVA report. And then we will turn on the boosters and head home. Yes, EVA report time now. EVA report, yes, Highlands. Oh, we already had that. Yeah, dump it. Alright, full thrust on the engine, 340 meters per second to go. That should be doable, and then we can go back home and, well, forge ahead in KSP 1.0, and we can ditch TAC life support if we want to. I'm not sure. TAC life support is more harsh than the other one. It actually kills your Kerbals and it has many parts and rules. And the ULI life support, the alternative, is easier. If your guys run out of supplies, and there's only one resource which is supplies, if they run out of that, then they become tourists and not die. And then when you feed them again, they become happy and resume productivity. So that's somewhat nice. I'm turning around to scrub some speed because I think we overdid the burn slightly. Yeah, 25 kilometers seems like a reasonable target. And shall we attempt another EVA report? No, screw it. We are going home. And we got some partial contract completions. We have them at the moon. We need EVA reports on Minmus, so we need to build another Minmus craft. And another lunar lander. Gah! I wanted to go to Eeloo and Tylo, but let's get those contracts out of the way. And maybe we can play around with a new resource system with those as well. That sounds like a plan. And I will make those. Oh, the launch pad is almost reconditioned. Well, yay! I will make those episodes quick and painless by skipping over many of the burns. Just give you a quick synopsis recap. Cool. But now starts the interesting bit. Now comes the harrowing re-entry. We have the credit sat over there. We have another credit. We have two credit sats. One of them I think failed. And we have a commercial line around the moon. We actually have some stuff already. I forgot about that. And we have the harvester, which is landed. Although I think that's actually crash landed and dead. Alright, here we go. We are coming in at 67 kilometers of altitude. We have all the food we need. We're gonna do 3 kilometers per second. Now I'm wondering, should I separate my things? Because we do now have heat transfer. But of course this will still be the last thing to burn up. I'm gonna try and use the ship as a heat shield. We don't have SAS, so we will not have proper control authority. I'm gonna burn the engine slowly, not to slow down, but to retain control authority. So here goes the engine. Alright, there comes the burn. Can we see the temperature of these things? No, we can't. Remember, the engine is only on for gimbaling purposes. We're trying to keep the capsule and the parachute out of it. More thrust, because we need more steering. Full thrust, we need full steering, and deceleration won't turn it either. Ooh, there's explosions. I don't know what that was. I like the new rumbling camera shake when stuff explodes. More explosions. We're decelerating at about 5 Gs now. Keeping the capsule out of it, that's still working. More explosions. Oh god, this is dramatic. We're ditching the ship. We're just the capsule now. And I deployed the parachute. We're unheat shielded. I'm not sure what the parachute is doing. We're still at 1700 meters per second. Oh, and it exploded. Damn it. That's horrible. That means we didn't get the science because I didn't pack an antenna on the big honker. That means Gryzewolf is dead. Blame your death on the KSP 1.0 upgrade. Deleting the heat shield whilst adding heat. That of course was a recipe for disaster all the time. But on the bright side, we did do 2 survey missions around Minmus, and we have some science points again, 344 to be exact. So what else happened? We almost have the harvester too. Let's fly a circle with that. Let's try it. We have technology, which is about to complete. We got this. This is good. Engineering 101. This means we can now also queue in this and this, which of course we want. Oh, this node was already being researched. Cool. And that will say the same for this one probably. Yeah, cool. Just a sidebar there. Alright, let's KSC upgrade projects. Oh shit, that's the buildings. They will take time as well. Alright, let's warp to the Harvester 2. We want to fly that just for a bit, just to see how it does in the new system. If it is even skyworthy in the new system. And going with the theme of the series so far, it won't be. It just won't be. Alright, let's launch it. Let's not fill it with an engineer. Let's try and add a pilot. Frobel the pilot. Nielsen the pilot. We're gonna have our ace pilot, our pilot level 2 Frobel, pilot the crazy ship. We may regret it, because of course if it crashes we lose Frobel, but then again he's the best pilot, so he may have the best shot at succeeding. Now remember, this is all built pre 1.0. I don't know if it will work. Here we go. I do know that, again, I didn't fill it with fuel. We're working with half a tank of fuel. Alright, Frobel, show us what you got. Ooh, you got something. This apparently works. Alright, we're going to deploy the intake. And we're going to get carbonite. We're not flying very stably. Oh, hell yeah. We're actually maybe going a little bit too fast. Do we want to go higher? This is really scary because I absolutely don't want Frobel to die or the plane to fail. But this is the first time I have flown with the stock aerodynamics. I don't know if there are any quirks. We're gonna try and keep it simple. We're gonna land it across the ocean there. Across the bay, really. We're gonna land it across the bay and attempt a spot of carbonite mining. This is still doing quite well actually. It's flying appreciably nice. I could circle back to the landing strip and try and mine there, but then we'd be mining the landing strip, which of course is not the most interesting bit to mine. We will instead be trying to mine that bit, which I think will count as grasslands. And it's surprisingly fast actually. I think it's faster than it was in the Ferrum aerospace. We can go up. And of course the carbonite resource is over there. I think we also need to slow down. And what we learned from our lessons is that we can't go too slow. If I just cut the engine, we'll slow down to about 60 meters per second and then fall like a brick and die. And if I go too fast, we will die for the obvious reason of, well, going too fast. So I want to try a touchdown speed of about 100 meters per second, maybe 80-ish. On the top of that hill over there, the slightly light green bit. I wonder if that's reasonable and or feasible. And then of course what we need to do afterwards is somehow refuel this thing, because we don't want to keep building the same craft. But before refueling, we'll of course need to get it back to the KSC, so we can establish a carbonite facility where we can then drop off these minuscule parts of carbonite for some testing. First things first though, let's see if we can reliably land an aircraft, because if we're not going to get an infrastructure off the ground if every second landing ends in a crash. That's just not really good. It will be a horrible toll in Kerbal life and in equipment, and we'll never get carbonite. So let's see about coming in for a landing. We're 150 meters per second now. The engine is not off. We're at 18.3 kilonewtons of thrust. Speaking of thrust, I was reading the other day on the internet that the EM drive, the reactionless microwave thruster that NASA appeared to have some weird results on a few months ago, is still boggling the minds of everyone. They did a new test, and now it's actually working in a hard vacuum, and no one knows exactly why. There's wild hypotheses and everything, but nobody knows why this is working. It should not be working according to thermodynamics, according to Newton's second law, or something, one of these really fundamental laws. But it is working, and it is working not on like a almost theoretical academic quantum scale. No, it's producing actually really easily measurable levels of thrust. And well, if they manage to scale it up, and if it still, after like these 3, 4, 5 many different experiments and different experimenters, which maybe is even more important in these things, it continues to work, then we may finally actually become a spacefaring civilization. It's actually that huge. We will not have to pack any fuel, apart from getting off the planet still, but we can already do that. We just need to get a big nuclear reactor, a million tiny engines, or one big one, I don't care how they build it, and some cooling and life support, and then off you go, and you have the Starship Enterprise. Basically like that. So I am quite excited about that, and I hope it turns out to actually not be a fluke. Alright, engine is cut, and now we're trying to land on a hillside, which might not be the best idea, but here we go. This seems to work. Oh, we're bouncing. Braking, 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 brake, 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 brake. Oh, slight bounce, brake. This is a good runway, I feel. Brake, brake, come on. Stop it. Yes. We have a successful landing. 45 kilometers, well, some kilometers from the space center. Did we fly 45 kilometers? No, that's somewhere else. Alright. Now comes the big gambit, of course, to sample. Oh, we got carbonite on the surface, 1.7%. Let's mine it. Let's mine it and return it. This is going to be a long ass episode, but doesn't matter. We're doing awesome new stuff. Carbonite drill, 100% load. Carbonite drill. Our electric charge is depleting slowly. Where's our carbonite? We are generating carbonite, you guys. This is great. Let's do some time warping so we can get that quicker. Electric charge is running out. Yeah, we knew that. Insufficient power. Yeah, shutting down. Maybe I should have brought more power than just this tiny solar panel. Huh? Alright, that relegates this plane as a definite proof of concept. Because even though we have carbonite and we are drilling for it, it will take forever. Alright, stop carbonite drill. Time warp a little bit. Just get the electric charge back up. And okay, let's do one more cycle. And once the charge depletes, we'll call this a development, a research sample, one unit of carbonite. And now we're gonna try and get it back to the KSC. Releasing the brakes, full thrust on the engine. Let's try and get this back to the KSC safely. Alright, we are in the air. Turning around. And to try and keep the length of this episode in check, as soon as we are in level stable flight back to the KSC, I will shut down the video and rejoin everything with the landing. which will hopefully actually be a landing and not just a glorified crash. The plan is to fly towards the mountain a bit, that way, and then circle back and actually try and use the KSC runway to go back. And what we know about Kerbal grasslands is that it does have carbonite, but it's not a lot. Well, let's actually open the carbonite filter and we will get some carbonite like this. We have 1.4 units. That's more than any Kerbal ever had. Cool. This seems safe and stable enough. I'm going to cut the video and I will be back with you in... Actually, does it? I may need to throttle back. I will reconvene with you once we're closing on the Kerbal Space Center. See you in a bit. Alright, and here we are. Ooh, damn it, I'm immediately cooking up. We're coming in for the landing. Really hot. I don't know what happened. Alright, it's not shameful if we have to try this again. However, we are coming down. We're coming down pretty well. Hopefully we can pull up, because of course we do need to come down horizontal, but we also don't want to hit C. But I think this is going pretty well. Touch of engine, and we're landing neatly next to the landing strip. Alright, cutting the engine now. Is that too optimistic? Nicely next to the landing strip, and I think that, oh god, yes! I think that the location of this first landing will determine where we are going to build our resource depot, which will be here. Cool, this is a very successful airplane mission, I think. What the hell, this is so cool. Alright, let's lock on the brakes. And we have 2 whole units of carbonite. Isn't that amazing? I'm going to try something. Now I want to raise the gear, one of them. Actually lower it so that our Kerbal can walk off the wing. Now I hope that that won't put the carbonite container on the ground. Here we go. Is this... Oh, this is amazing, because I think that in this way Frobel can exit and walk across the wing to the ground, and then he can get back in again as well. In this way he doesn't need a ladder. Cool. Now can we go and grab the carbonite, or do we need something specialized for it? No, don't scrap the part. No, I think we're gonna need something Kerbal inventory system like for this. So for now he's going to go back inside the craft, and next episode we'll focus on building something like that where we can store our experimental juices. Climb and get inside. Come on. And can we now pop up this wheel again? This is cool. This is great. Alright, amazing. See you next episode, where we'll muck about with making carbonite refueling bases. And this here is the first craft that has come back whole and can be reused. Super cool. I'm Lorenzo, thanks for watching. See you next time.